Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Nimbatus with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to a new update, which means we have some new stuff to look at. Now, I'm not sure when this update actually hits, so maybe new is the wrong term, but either way, we finally have our flamers back, and as you can see, there's a very creative one here, simply called 21312. I don't quite know why I called it that, I was quite tired at the time, but either way, it is indeed a flamer, and I didn't realise this last time, but we do indeed have this option, the cursor and the fixed option. Now, that isn't something I think has been added. I think that was there before, but either way, I do actually want to mess around with that today, because making flamers which spin are just honestly, the simple joys of this game. Now, if we quickly add some energy just for a second, I do want to showcase how the flamer actually looks now. No enemies, thank you very much. And as you can see, it's kind of pretty. So today, our goal is very simple. We need to make the ultimate flamer. So if we go over to the tech tree here, we select our flame, so only the flamer options are available. What do we want for the ultimate flamethrower? And honestly, I think it's pretty simple. What we want is maximum damage and maximum range. Now, we don't actually have a range upgrade, but we do have a particle speed upgrade. And I believe the maximum is this one, 100%. Am I correct with this? By the looks of things, yes. Also, I am kind of curious about this. The particle angle changes. I'm not quite sure how that works with flamers. Does it mean the flame spreads out further? If so, that's awesome. Or does it mean it's going to be a bit too watered down? I'm not too sure about that. Either way, definitely something I want. I'm also tempted by the particle gravity, because that means the flamer will essentially fall into the planet and keep on doing damage rather than just going straight where we're firing. So I'm also very tempted by that. The definite thing we need is the damage upgrade, the minus energy would be awesome, and then I think we need to decide on either range or one of the gravity or angle options. Kind of tempted by the bouncy and stuff as well, but oh well. Currently, it's using plus 25% damage. I did not know I could stack the damages like that. Is that actually the case, or am I going mad? If we look at the damage 1, then let's add the plus 50%, damage 2. Then let's add the minor one. Damage is still 2, but it's getting a 75% upgrade. So yeah, it's still getting the upgrade. Awesome. So we have loads of damage upgrades there. We could do bonus digging instead. But I think the flamer is going to be purely an anti-personnel sort of weapon. It's not exactly the best at digging. Yeah, lasers do the job a lot better. So stick with the flamer to kill things, and then let's go with the laser we made last time for the bonus digging. So, let's make a new drone. Now, I'm going to make this really quickly, probably going to skip ahead, and there's going to be loads of farming needed to get all of that resource to actually unlock this stuff. So, don't worry, lots of skips, lots of edits, and a lot of mining for me. Another thing I really want to test out in the future is this, the camera tracker. And what is the camera tracker? I hear you scream in your seat. Well, it's actually incredibly simple, and the best way to show you is just to actually use the thing. Here we are, you are now number 1, and the camera tracker will be attached to you, and will be number 2, I should say. We let go, we press 2, and there we are. The camera is now locked on that, which will actually make getting thumbnails a lot easier. Huzzah for the YouTuber life. But it will be amazing if you have missiles and such, things which you control via your mouse, you can now use out of sight. So if I were to throw a missile, I could follow it all the way and then crash land somewhere else. Normally, it's a bit hard to tell what you're doing unless you're stuck in a particular area. So that is really, really cool, but not really what we're after today. That is another episode in the future. So for now, let's just add some flamers to the butt of this thing, which will indeed just be cursor rotated, electro's working. Yes, it is. Yeah, the range of this thing is really, really low. It makes me a bit nervous to even use it as a main weapon, but still. Oh, it does get your speed, though. So, I didn't know that. So it can go quite far if you're already going in that direction, but if you're staying still, then it's a bit worrying. Okay. Just going to line the entire bottom section here with these, so they will be a good anti-close range weapon at least. Enemies, please, thank you. We currently have no shields, so we'll die pretty quickly, but still. Yeah, you have to be really careful about moving with these things. Die to fire! Glorious blue fire! Ah! My glorious blue butt is being hit. Get away. Off. Shoo. Insects. Oh, okay. Not overly keen on them so far, honestly, the flamers, but I feel like once we get all the upgrades, that will change drastically. Now, this is my digging weapon, so I do need some space for that. I guess I could just put these a little bit further out. Well, I could attach them to that, put them further out. Okay. Lathrix, you do realise you are designing a box. Yes, dear viewer, I am very aware I am designing a sort of box at this point. Also, really should attach these to the... Oh, we can't. Well, I should split them a little bit, because currently they are way too heavy for this poor thing to actually hold. Then after that, we'll do the shields. Generally speaking, the more you can attach to the core at the start, the easier the design's going to be to handle. But that's just the rule of thumb. Of course, there are a lot of different circumstances in which you don't want to do that. And thankfully, these won't actually clip. As much as they look like they are, they won't, because the only solid part is the square they go on. I thought they were longer ranged. Yeah, definitely need to get those weapon upgrades. We're definitely currently using just the basics. So what I'm going to do is... what I should have done before is change this before I copied them. Just swap these to mouse number 2. Then we'll also get some harvesters, put down the shields, and then we are ready to go. Okay, this looks like a good finished design. It looks like all the other drones I've made, admittedly, but it will get the job done. So now... we just need to go and farm a lot of planets for a lot of resources. In fact, let's have a quick rundown of what we're actually after before we go hunting. Currently, there are only 2 resources, the red and the gold. The blue and the green are not yet implemented, which is a bit of a shame. So, already got, which is great. This will cost just pure gold. And that is the huge minus energy, which would be actually really helpful. But of course, what we're really after is the huge bonus damage. Again, so just pure gold for that, and that's nice and simple. Would be nice to get the digging upgrade, because I can use that everywhere. We can get particle gravity straight away, so that will be awesome to figure out how good that is. But I would rather have the speed upgrade first. Extra range and fighting against our movement would be lovely, so we need quite a bit of the red resource. Okay, let's go out and do some farming. They've definitely made digging easier since last time I played, I have to say that, and I'm very happy with it as well, because before... oh yeah, someone said this. If you destroy one of these lovely little growths, they normally do that and just become land. But, if they're touching the resource, they turn into more resource. Now that's just interesting. And yes, I can hear the evil serpent currently awakening. Let's just grab all of this. There we go, and now I'm maxed out on the yellow resource. Let's go back. Actually, let's carry on. Let's see if we can find any of the red. They also said that the red giving so little before when I played, the developer actually responded to that and said that was not intended, so... oh, beautiful. Yeah, get away. Be gone! Be gone, bot. I wasn't even going to destroy that, but you made me. Oh yeah, way more of the red resource. Beautiful. And don't worry, like I said, I will start skipping a fair bit of this soon. Just the first time, I thought I may as well show it. Skipping ahead! Okay, that's enough to actually get some of them. Wonderful. Now here's a question. Can you harvest several times from the same planet? We'll have a go at that in a second. See if, you know, you can actually allow it to respawn. Now, let's see. Weapon Workshop. Our lovely flamer, which is currently using cryogenic. Yep, it's basically the reverse of a flamer, I get it, but still. Ooh, plaguey. I still can't see any differences between them, and I think blue looks better in my opinion, so that's pretty much why we're using that. So I really do want particle gravity, it has to be said. And I really do want that. I want speed more, though. We could grab both. Both? Both is good. Although I could get the secondary speed one straight away, which would be really nice. But no, I want to see what it's like with both of these. So, energy, you are now gravity, and you are now particle speed. Let's see how that works then. That should have affected the weapon I'm already using, right? Yes. Okay. Go! Oh, is there not gravity on... Duh. It's like a sprinkler! I wonder if we can make them survive longer. That would be really good as well. Is there any way for the particle to survive longer? Because that would be amazing, because it would allow it to sort of sit on the ground doing damage for a long period. Yes, there we go! Particle lifetime, that's what we want. So we want that times 2. We want strong gravity, I imagine. And honestly, particle speed might not be needed for this type of build. This is going to be a sort of melting build. So maybe strong gravity, particle time, and digging. It might be the ultimate digging flamer. And then for aggression, we just have extra speed, extra duration, and extra damage. Cool? Cool. Right now, though, I will keep it like this because I want to test out in the field. So let's figure out, then, if you can harvest the same area twice. Yes, you can, because I definitely already harvested this. This world's great, then, except for the evil serpent that wants to kill me. Yeah, the gravity's really weak. Definitely need more duration to make use of that, thank you. Yeah, the extra speed makes this so much better. One thing I was potentially wrong about, though, is the idea of the flamer just sitting there doing damage. By the looks of things, the flame is actually used up as soon as it deals damage. For some reason, I thought that wasn't the case, and now I'm thinking I was very much wrong. Now, where is that red egg I found earlier? Is it down here? Yes, it is, because I remember you. Hello. Lovely, I'll be taking all of this, thank you very much. Oh, hello, serpent. And back to the Nimbatus. Double particle speed bonuses. Yep, that is so much better. I might not even use the gravity, honestly. The gravity bonus is more for a looks type of thing, as I love the idea of a melting world acid thrower. But yeah, that's just awesome. So it turns out the different colours do actually do different things now. That never used to be the case, but as you can see with this bioweapon, we're growing the land as we hit it. Sadly, if you hit resources, it just makes more land, not more resources. Well, you can't hurt me now, friend. I can't quite figure out what plasma does differently. In fact, I can't really tell what any of them do differently other than bio. My current theory is that they do different levels of damage to different targets, but that's kind of hard to figure out. Either way, plasma does look awesome. So the angle does do what we thought it does, which is a weird way to say that. But either way, as you can see from the little diagram here, it can shoot everywhere. I really should have just checked that earlier. Definitely want the particle lifetime, though. Do we really want that? I'm going to say yes. Since we're using so many, this would be good both with the digging version and with the aggressive version, so I think that would be worth it. Then next I'll grab that. Let's actually apply it first, of course. That would be somewhat helpful. There we are. And applied. Make sure it has. Oh, the type hasn't changed for some reason, but yeah, that's shooting pretty much everywhere. Which is awesome. We now have the Bouncy Upgrade, so let's see what that does. Yep, definitely causing the flame to bounce, which is doing a fair bit of damage to the surroundings, but not blowing me away in terms of its actual functionality. Maybe it'll be good against swarms of enemies, though. In fact, it definitely will be against those little guys which come out of the hives. Hello. Also, I think this will be the last time we're on this planet. I'm getting sick of seeing this planet now. Yeah, Bouncy is definitely good. Just don't think I'm going to stick with it. And speaking of sticking with it, the Sticky Upgrade is what I will have next. And then we're close to getting all of the different upgrades, and then we can decide on what is best. I don't think it's ever going to be a good digging weapon, honestly, at this point. Even with the bonus digging and the gravity and everything else, it just... the lasers will always be better, especially when I get the range upgrade for these things. Just going to add a couple more weapons, because this planet, which I've just moved to, has the bonus of if you have over 20, you get 100% bonus lifetime on your shots. Which means we can actually see what that's like with the flamer. Ooh. That's amazing looking, but of course that's purely because we have more of the shots. Wow, that makes bouncing so much better. Look at that! Okay, so we don't have enough power for this and the shields, but still. Oh, that's amazing! That's gonna destroy my bitrate, isn't it? And YouTube will not like that, but just look at that! Yeah, so bonus lifetime, bouncy, and maybe the digging upgrade, maybe that will work. Hello! Just destroying all the ground you're on. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Ooh, some crates there which had red inside. Darn it. Well, I don't have a magnet on this one, I'm afraid. So it seems like the resources in this world are all in the chests. Well, I'm afraid I can't grab them. Jesus! Everything is blue! That's wonderful. That is just so awesome. There we go. What a cool planet. Not so good for resource gathering, but still a cool planet nonetheless. Ooh, there's a new sumo ring. Is the victory here just... yeah, it still does explore. What on earth are you? Okay, that looks fascinating. We're just going to quickly check what it's... oh, yeah, this thing. Let's ignore this thing. It's so stupid. Okay, yep. We still need to make a proper sumo drone. Really? We went right past the transmitter. It's seriously right there. Of course it is. It's gonna melt that. Thank you. Melt. Thank you. And then we vanish. Now testing with double the extended lifetime of these weapons. Oh, look at that. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of in the first place. And this is actually without the bonus digging upgrade. Yeah, that's going to destroy YouTube's bitrate. Don't really care. Literally just melting the world. It is just like acid. It's wonderful. Ignoring the giant evil snake there, just melting everything else. Just gonna continue like this, I suppose? Just pouring acid down, that's fine. Now for the damaging version of this, as in the non-just using for digging, all we really need is the higher damage upgrade, the higher particle speed, and then, once again, just the duration. So we have pretty much everything anyway. It's gonna pour some acid on you, just ignore me, there you go, goodbye. And there goes you as well. Definitely need more energy though to use this. Go away. That'll be number 9. And then all we need is number 10. Would have been awesome if that managed to hit then, wouldn't it? Pop. Or not. So what's in these? Red again. Hello. And goodbye. Okay, so I absolutely love that weapon type. I really wish you could have more than 3 upgrade slots. I really do, because that's the only thing holding us back now. Because now I really want to add the digging upgrade. The problem is, I need the bouncy to make the acid effect work. I need the gravity, so it just works in general. I definitely need the lifetime. I guess if you didn't have gravity though, this would just make a good overall weapon. I mean, look at that in the corner. So instead of gravity, how about we simply swap that for the bonus speed, like you, there. And then let's save that. Let's test it out in the thing. Enemies, please. Hello. Well, if you want to hit everything, I think this is definitely an option. Not all that much damage, because we haven't got the damage upgrade, but still. That is kind of insane. And I love it. Could you just die, please? Thank you. I do think the blue is a bit overpowering, though. Like, you can't really see what's going on at all. Let's try it with plasma instead. Or kinetic. Let's go with plasma. How does that look? Still overpowering, but the blue is a bit more, in my opinion. Yes! Stay down. I like this weapon. Can you tell? Because I do. However, I do want to swap it back for now. So it's once again using... I really should just make multiple, shouldn't I? And then have the different versions. But I would much prefer right now to have the gravity still. The anti-gravity would look weird. Yep, that looks very weird. Gravity. Still want to see what sticky does. Doesn't seem to do anything if you look at this. Now to showcase something weird. So we haven't got the gravity change, we haven't got the bonus speed, all we have is bouncy, and then both of the duration increases. It sort of expands. It's really weird. But it definitely works, and as you can see, it goes on for a long time. This could be the best weapon one, honestly, in my opinion, just because the shots last so long. They end up dealing damage over and over, and I'm sure against even small swarms, this would be really good. And of course, if there's something in front of you, when you really need to hit it, you could always shoot behind you and get kind of that result. Which is interesting, at least. I think, though, after this, we are pretty much done for the episode, because the only other type of flamer is just, there we are, is just the bonus damage one, and we already have that essentially got. All we don't have is the final version of that, the strongest one. So I guess we could go ahead and get that. So this is the damage variant, and let's just change the colour so I know it's this one. Bonus damage, bonus duration, and bonus speed. Although you don't really need the extra speed with the extra duration, and vice versa. So actually what we could do is just have the extra speed and then double damage. There's the speed, there it is. So it's fast, and it does 2 rather than 1. That's pretty much that. All we need to do now is increase the damage further with this one, which would be 75% rather than 50, so we can swap Oh yeah, that 25 becomes, yeah, is actually a huge upgrade, isn't it? Okay, well, first of all we need to research that, the energy one, which is fantastic, but we're looking for the most powerful weapon, not the ability to spam them. But I guess really, that would be the best way then, wouldn't it? Rather than having the smaller damage upgrade having a much reduced energy cost. In fact, I think if you add both of these together, there we go, it now costs nothing. Absolutely nothing. But that's boring. I want one strong weapon rather than spamming millions of them, even though that is fun as well. You get the point I'm trying to get across here. There's different ways of doing it, but let's just stick with this for now. So particle speed, and then the other damage. There we go. So it's nice and highly damaging, and we can just swap that 25 for a 75 as soon as we have it. Testing out the sticky upgrade here, and it's actually quite good, surprisingly. Because what it does is it allows the flame to stick onto the enemy for a little while and do damage during that stage. Well, actually, it seems to sort of stick in the air, but the same sort of effect. So he hits, it's kind of like adding a damage over time effect to it, which is surprisingly good. But yeah, it's more it sticks to the air than the actual enemy. Still, really interesting. So maybe sticky is actually a great one to have for the damage. So 75% damage when we get it, particle speed, sticky. Maybe. Also, did I give this one the wrong one? Did I give you the slower upgrade, not the faster one? Whoops, I'm sure a lot of people noticed that, but let's pretend I didn't do that for 5 seconds. So I just had a quick test, and it turns out sticky is actually pretty good even when digging, because it allows it to sort of melt through rather than instantly disappearing. It's kind of odd. Now here's the problem. I also want to try out Bouncy, but we can't have the gravity along with it, so let's try this. I wonder how this is even going to interact. So now it's bouncy and sticky, but it doesn't abide by gravity, so we'll see how it goes. Hello. No. It needs the gravity. Still though, the damage this thing does because of that constant damage afterwards. And it stacks up as well. It looks cool. I'll give it that much. It does look interesting, but no, I think you either use one or the other. And honestly, I am leaning towards the sticky upgrade instead. It just seems better. So first of all, let's change this one. We're no longer using the lower damage upgrade, but instead we're going to add sticky. There we are. And with that one, same again, except for this time we're going to use maximum gravity and sticky again. Okay. Now if we go to... Actually, let's do the test flight again, this time with gravity. I want to see something. No, so it isn't affected by gravity when it hits an enemy. Good to know. But that is... Oh, because it isn't... Of course, okay. So this one is affected by gravity because the weapon has the upgrade. I was thinking that perhaps the sticky element might have its own rules. Ow! Did someone just spawn in me? Well, that just happened. Let's try this out versus the world. Hello, world. I'm Lathrix. So sticky isn't as good. Okay, the word sticky is now sounding weird. Sticky isn't as good without the lifetime upgrade because there's less time for it to stick on the enemy and actually deal damage. So maybe instead of speed, the lifetime might be better, but you need the speed so that when you're moving, you can still use this thing. It's hard to choose. But yeah, look at that. That's just so cool. And it stacks up as well because it lasts longer than how fast you're firing. It's stacking up until a certain point is reached, which means the damage increases. Oh, that's just so cool. Not very good at precision digging, but still. There we are, the last upgrade, plus 75% damage. We are now going with particle lifetime, and we are, of course, sticking with the sticky upgrade. The reason is that extra lifetime means that upgrade will last way longer doing that extra damage. So although it will be harder to actually hit the target, I think that is going to be really, really nasty. Yep, it does seem to kill things very quickly. Wow, very quickly indeed. And that little bit of extra damage keeps on stacking up as well. So, yeah, I think this is perhaps my weapon of choice then from now on. Hello! Stop doing that! Ow! Well, at least he's the one who died. You would think it wouldn't let them spawn inside of you, but there we are. Now, the problem is, as you can see, if I'm moving one way, I can't fire the other way with this, because we don't have the bonus speed. So I think it's up to the person using it to decide which one of the two is best. Because, of course, this one will do more damage, but it's going to be way more difficult to actually hit a target. Melt him! That looks amazing when fired together. Hello, Egg. How fast will you die to this? Wow, that was so much faster than earlier. And of course, this is only using 8 guns. So that is really impressive, actually. So I'm very, very happy with that. Did I kill this guy somehow? Just melt everything, sure. That works. So with that, I'm afraid though, I am all out of time for today's video. I am so happy that Flamers are back, and I'm really looking forward to experimenting with the other weapon types with all of these upgrades, because I feel like some of them will be absolutely insane. So if you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favorites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Nimbatus is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.